Good evening. I only just realised it's time then. That's crazy. Hello, if you want. Oh, there are a lot. I turn away for a minute and there's loads of people watching on YouTube. Good evening. Welcome to Midweek Deals. This is our sort of Art of Craft and Crafts 2's chance to give you some amazing prices. The 3 bundles I'm focusing on tonight, although there's absolutely loads on the website, it really is worth having a look over on the website because we've got the 3 bundles. They're all £15. Each one is saving you over £23. One of them is saving you like, it's £42 down to 15. It's crazy to look at that sample. Beautiful. Then we've got a lot of them individually, so you can get them individually as well. But then there's also other dies on there down to like £5. We basically priced all the dies tonight basically around £5 each. Oh, I've never done that before. That's a new one. No, doesn't work again. But there's more dies than I've actually got to show you, and some beautiful stamps on there. I mean, that is gorgeous. £3, that's crazy. That is absolutely... And that one. Those are crazy. So, worth clicking onto the website and having a look. I wanted to show you there that we've got some main ones we're going to put on. And then, oh, brilliant. Well done. I'm really pleased for you, Erica. Our Erica's put a notice in. She's going to retire. I don't blame her. So I better say some hellos first. Janet says hello to me and Sam and everyone. He's abandoned me. He's not here. He's away again, unfortunately. So I'm all on my own again. It's terrible. But over onto YouTube, we've got... let's put the first bundle up so everyone can see that one. So I'm doing my job properly before I start talking nonsense, because this is my favourite. I've gone crazy on this one. Good evening, Linda, Marilyn, Sarah, Joan, Sarah Jane Kennedy, our Emma Woods. I love that. Emma Woods, 3427. Does that mean something, Emma? Linda Lewis, Sue Baker, Janice Cross, Janie Memes. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. Crafty Whippet, love that one. Marilyn Squire, Sue Baker, and Sally Ann Marriott have all said hello over on YouTube. Where have we got? Oh, there's so many people said hello. Hello to our Nicola, Susan Micklebatch, and Mountjoy. Our wonderful Erica. We've been talking about Audrey Whittaker. Oh, she's out at a ladies' dinner. Very nice. Susan Shipley. The comments, Janet everyone's saying hello. Hello, good evening. Right, so what is Midweek Deals? If you haven't caught it before or caught us before, it's an opportunity for Crafts 2 and the Art of Craft to give you, first of all, some amazing dies and amazing stamps and products and papers at brilliant, amazing prices. And it's clearing our warehouse. It's not going to pretend any otherwise. Crafts 2 have been in the crafting industry for over nearly 30 years now. Art of Craft has been going for 40 years. That's right, it's nearly older than me. Because obviously I'm only a little bit over 40 with VAT and added tax and everything. But been going over 40 years. So obviously we've got a warehouse full of products where we've got 50 of this and 60 of that and 40 of that and 3 of that and whatever else. So we're putting them together every Wednesday night at 6 o'clock for you as a bargain. And they are, as you can see on the screen, as it says right there, looking in the wrong place, I'm pointing at the wrong place, limited time deals. So once these are gone, they're gone. We will not get them back in. When we were doing some of these shows last year, we were selling out and I was getting people messaging me saying, John, where can I get this one from? I need this frame. Bless her, Emma was trying really hard. In fact, in the end, I sent her my version of it. But just as a warning, so we've got limited stocks on all of these. So if there is something you fancy, then get yourself onto the Art of Craft website and order. Now remember, it is free P&P over £20. So if you're going for any of these £15 bundles, please put another £5 die in. Just take it to £20 and you'll get free P&P. It basically means that it's £3.49 postage. So if you add another die in at £5, you're going to, and I'm going to get this right eventually, yeah, it means that extra die is actually costing you £1.51 more than it would do if you didn't buy it, if that makes sense, because you're going to have to pay the postage. So it's really worth getting into that. And I want to show you some samples because this first bundle I've gone a bit mad on. I don't know why, but I really, really have. But look there. Absolutely beautiful dies. That border, I'm getting it in the wrong place. That one, that border is absolutely beautiful. The stars are gorgeous, and I love the heart. So this is all 3 of these die sets for £15. So that's just £5 each. You're saving on this over £23. Joycraft are very well built and very expensive. And Mike Joy says, I go over £30, so I can pay over 3 payments on PayPal. Oh, that's a good idea. I never thought of that. I'd never encourage anyone to do that too much, but Anne can. And Samantha Hughes says, put my order in, a few cheeky bargains. Great prices always. They're crazy. But this, I loved making this. Now, you might think this is a bit over the top. It's a bit OTT. You might not want to sort of send because it's kind of a Valentine's Day card, a birthday card or anything. I'm going to be demoing this, but all the little bits that make this up can be used individually beautifully and really simplified down. So I want to show you that same border here. Look, just done as a butterfly, as an edge on a card. And you don't have to go crazy. You can go really, really simple on that one. Or that fantastic stars one, go simple. And all that wants there is, I was going to stamp in there a big poem, but I couldn't find my stamp with it on. So I will find that. Or you can go crazy with the borders. I mean, I actually think any way you go with that will work. Absolutely, either way you go with that will work. But that's the border. So you've got lots of things with that. And then the heart, I think that's just a beautiful, beautiful finish. And Mountjoy says the butterfly is amazing. I think that butterfly is, I can now honestly say my 2 favourite butterflies now are this border and the Marianne and the memory box that we did last year. If you remember that beautiful one, which is on today's card of the day on the John Next Door official site, we've actually got that butterfly. The memory box one is on Leslie's used on her card. Because, excuse me, we buy them all as well. Hello, our lovely Julie. I was talking to Julie earlier, bless her. And then the boss rang. So I had to stop talking to Julie and start talking to the boss. But it was all good. It was very good news that I'll be telling you in about a week or 2, I think. Definitely. Oh, I've had a question and I've missed it. Who is it from? Something is, when will the first Zoom class be on the website? Couldn't find it tonight. We're just working that one out. We have got the date sorted, but we might have something else on that date as well. So we will confirm that next week. I will definitely confirm next week what's happening on that. And also in Craft Cave Live later, I've got a new venue for workshops and a new in-person workshop. It's brilliant as well, this one, near me in Barnsley. So I will be mentioning that in Craft Cave Live later. So let's switch over. That's our first bundle. I now want to show you the second bundle, which is beautiful. This is the Shapes bundle. Or what's this one called? I can't remember. This, I think, is fab. Look at those. Look at the size. Again, £15. Absolutely crazy. Look at that square. I mean, that square is just gorgeous. The circle, I think, is beautiful. But the pink there, says happy birthday. It's an absolutely gorgeous die. And look how big it is when it's cut. And that's completely flat. So that's only going to do. Kirsty says, question, are you going to do any more craft magazines, John? Yes, I've got one coming out in May. It's got a Greek theme. I've got it over there. Because they work it a lot earlier now. So I only do one a year now. They won't let me do my Christmas one anymore. But I love that one. Does ripping backs of cards to reuse count? It does count as crafting. This is the square. Look at that beautiful square die. Remember, I think this one you can get on its own. So if you're going for one of the other bundles, you can get any of these 3 on its own. The sentiment die is beautiful. But look how well it works. Tied in with other things. So that's using my sort of daisy embossing folder and stencil set. Again, just blue on green, really nice. Love this with that shape, with that circle. What a beautiful background that is. If you are stamping, this circle is definitely one to get. It's the sort of thing I was looking for when I first started out die cutting, to put my stamped images in the middle. I thought it's just so cool. And here I followed our Julie, who made these years ago, cut it twice and folded it up. Yeah, to make myself a little completely like a, I don't know what you call them. Someone will tell me what that one's called. Nicola says, love your Christmas magazines. I go back to them again and again and again. I love doing the Christmas magazines more than I love doing the normal ones, but they liked me to do a spring one. They've always got me to do a spring one. So let's just move you over so you can see. So these are absolutely gorgeous dies. Again, £15, and you'll get all three. And that big sentiment is definitely worth it. So remember, anyone's got any questions, just put the letter Q or the word question at the beginning. Rosette, that was it, Anne. Thank you. It's a rosette I've made. Love that look. Any questions, just put the letter Q or the word question in front of your comment, either on Facebook or YouTube, and I will try and answer it for you. So that's our second bundle tonight. I'm going to take you now to our third and final bundle. Remember, there are lots of individuals available for these as well. On lots of different dies. I'm going to take you through those. Karen says, good evening. She's late to the party as you always. Oh, I'm always early. I always like to leave early as well. I'm not a party person. This, I thought, was just gorgeous. This is a die I looked at and thought, I wish I'd been able to do that. And these are big dies, big, expensive dies. So this one you're saving over £27 on, because these were so expensive, and the level of detail. So to show you here, that's the white one. Better do it that way. Look how amazing, amazing crisp detail you're getting from that. Good evening, Sherilyn. I love Sherilyn. Sherilyn's understands emojis. I don't. We've got Rose as a dog and paw prints tonight. I think that is. Love that. That is beautiful. I've just mixed it with my Tatty Daisy, which we had on offer on Sunday. So remember, have a look back on Sunday and at the new clearance sale to add bits in. There's some amazing deals from £1 in there. So think that's just gorgeous. And the other one, this big circle, I've got this to demo as well. Look at that. Now, the flower's new. The flower's not out till Sunday, so don't spend too much time looking at the lovely penny flower, because it's not out yet. It's part of the Sunday's release. I will sneak peek that in Craft Cave a little bit later. But I just love that. I'm doing that quilting with that, having that back. I've got to show you that one. Where are we? Is it there? Yes. So don't forget, if you missed us on Sunday, finally our satin and gloss card is back in stock after 2 years of being out of stock at just £5 for a 10-pack. 5 sheets of gloss, 5 sheets of satin. I'll be using it tonight, and I've used it in this card. So it's satin at the back, which just looks like velvet, and then it's gloss card made for the flowers. So really love that. So that is your third bundle tonight. Now, as I said, remember the card's back. We have got the brand new 30-pack of Coconut White. So Coconut White card has been out of stock. It is now back as a brand new 30-pack. I love this card. You know, everybody will go crazy over that one. So that is back in stock as well. Well, that is a brand new product. We've only ever done it in 10s before. We might have sold it in 3 lots, but it's always in individual packs. Nicola says, some fab deals. My phone was ordering earlier. Cannot control it. AI is my downfall. Yeah, blame AI for your orders. I think that's a really good idea. Definitely. So someone's just asked for the link. So let's pop the link back onto. There we go. So I've just popped the link back on for you, Linda. It's really easy. Just go to the Art of Craft. What I'll do is let me show you. Let me actually show you, because I think that's the best way to do it. So let's click over. So you click onto the Art of Craft, and this is the page you'll see. So there's the new clearance sale. Things like £108 down to £50, £6.50 for the Pretty Chic. That's a beautiful. I love that collection. That's one of mine. So all we do is go to Facebook Live, and we click there. Yeah. And then we go on to today's date. We can see all the shows going back sort of to October. So there we go. And there's all the deals. And all you do is pick which one you want. So let's say I want that one. I can add one into my basket, add to basket. Yeah, it will show you some of the other related products, or go back and say, I want to add another one in. So, ooh, at £5, let's add that one in. Oh, that's lovely. Let's add that one in, take it into the free postage. Or 6.43, let's add the happy birthday in. So you decide what you want to add in from there. And that's how easy it genuinely is to actually order and use it, is just go straight onto there. So let's close that down and let's move back on. Right, so what I want to do now is, obviously I want to demo something and show you how to make things with these. And I wanted to show you, everyone's been saying how beautiful that die is with butterflies, and it's so beautiful and intricate. So I wanted to show you how we make a card with that. So let's pop that to one side. Let's grab this out first. These are, if you're wondering about the colour, Joycraft were genuinely the first to come up with thin dies. They actually won a court case in America against another supplier who said they were. So they know what they're doing and the design's perfect. But the reason they're blue is that's a non-stick coating. So that is designed to get the piece to fall out really, really easily. So let's bring all my bits in. You know what I'm like? I like everything nice and prepared so I can show you as much as possible. So I've actually got, first of all, or I did have, well, okay, oh, it's there. I've basically got a scrap here of coconut white card. Yeah, our coconut white card, as you know, I'll keep whittering about this, cuts like an absolute dream. Make sure your die's completely clean and you've got every bit out of it. And then what I've done is I'm going to go across, because I don't want to waste the card. So this card is just about 5 3/4. The die itself is 5.5 inches. So I'm just going to tape it down and run it through and cut that. Standard sandwich that we would use. And then I'm just going to run that through. We've got a question here from Deborah. Do Art of Craft have a kit to emboss flowers? They do, Deborah. Yes, there is a flower moulding kit which gives you the tough foam that you need. It's not the soft foam that a lot do, and the actual tool as well, and you get the reverse tweezers and things for moving your flowers around. I think it's about £9.99. If our Nicola's looking, sometimes she finds these products. If she's watching, and she sometimes puts a link on, so she might do that for us if we're very kind. But yeah, really simple, and it's lovely. I use mine all the time, but well, you can see looking at the actual state of it, by actually how clean and how dirty it is, how much I actually use it. It's a very tough foam, and that's what you need for moulding your flowers. And you get the ball tool with it and the reverse tweezers, I think. So what I've done there is I've cut. And it's cut perfectly, no problems whatsoever. But these are what they call embossed dies. So these are cut and embossed dies, some of the first original ones done. So it does mean that you can emboss them, but it also means that you can colour through them as well and use them as a stencil. It's a cut, emboss and stencil. It's the way Joycraft work. So I've got a finger dauber here. And Mountjoy says she can't wait to get her grubby little mitts on that butterfly border die. You can understand why this is the first one I picked out of a big pile I got sent, isn't it? And all I'm going to do is just colour over it. But it almost like you can tell the die's designed to do it because it's not catching the finger dauber anywhere. And the finger daubers on some dies do catch. So I'm not bothering. I know a lot of this won't show, but some of it will. So just colour all of it. It's so much easier to do it that way. And I'm using strawberry from the VersaFine Claire's. And we'll just take that out. But then look, how beautiful is that? I think that is absolutely glorious. All that extra detail you're getting from colouring through. And of course, if you wanted to, you can just take your finger door, but do this in the air. Don't do it down flat. Oh, there we go. Our Nicola's an absolute star. £8.99. She's put the link onto Facebook for you. So let me see if I can copy that as well, and we'll try and put that onto. Right, and I'll see if I can put this onto YouTube as well. There you go. That's the link for the YouTube. But that is just beautiful. So I'm just going to work a little bit more ink around it. Just like that. Doesn't that look as if we've been so clever? Now, for the project, I'm going to do something else. But one of the things I want to show you is what we mean by emboss as well. So if I grab a piece, and I'm going to be crazy here, aren't I? I'm going to have to order so much more of this. Right, Erica, have a lovely evening at Slimming World. I hope that you have a really good figure or weight or whatever. I don't know what to say on that one. And if you don't worry, there's always next week. So all I'm going to do is just tape it down. So this is on the satin card. And I'm just going to cut it as normal, just like I did before with the white. Nice and simple. So that's running through. While that's running through, I've cut it in the black. But look what happens when you just gently offset the white on the black. It works so beautifully. So that was the best way to say it. And Mountjoy said it the best way. Hope you lose a few. So a little bit of glue across. And I'm just going to offset it just a little bit down and a little bit to one side. Just how much more does that pop? How 3D does that look? I think it just looks so beautifully clear. Excuse me. So what I've just done is we've cut this in the satin card. And what I want to do now is to emboss it, which I don't do very often. But this, with these cut, emboss and stencil dies, it's worth it. Don't do it if it's not, but it is worth it. So I'm going onto our glue mat, silicone mat, whatever mat comes in your machine. Yeah. And then I'm just going to run that through my machine again. And what that does is it pushes it into those spaces. So let's just take this out, give it a flick to get the pieces out. But can you see then, look, all of that is embossed in. You can see why I love this sort of embossing die. It just works so well. And it gives a beautiful finish. So that's what we mean by embossing, and it's really worth doing it. And again, you can do it with the star one as well. So what I've done now is I've cut here myself a piece and we've coloured through. And I've got it done again here. And what I want to do is, again, just always do this in the air when you're adding a little bit of light colour. If you do it down flat, you add too much colour. So I'm just adding a little bit of colour onto here so that it matches exactly with that. So there we go. So I've got two, but they are symmetrical, so they will work side to side. They will work upside down. So let's just put those to one side. Let's just give ourselves a wipe down. There we go. Don't want any ink anywhere. When I first started die cutting, I embossed a lot of my dies. And Andrew says, in the air like you just don't care. I like that, Anne. But yeah, a lot of them originally were designed to do that. Now we change the design so we can get more intricate cuts, so we don't need the embossing as much, but we did back then, so that was the important thing. So what I'm going to do is, I've got a piece of white, coconut white again, cut to 5.5 because that's the width of the die. So it's just cut to 5.5 inches. And then and it's 3 inches tall, and then I've layered it on to a little bit of of red gloss this time. So I'm using both the gloss and the satin in this. And then all I'm going to do is attach that on just there to give me my top. But already I think that's just a beautiful piece. That would just work so well. So I'm going to do exactly the same along the other edge. So I've done 2. I'll pull that in. Okay. And again, put those on just like that. And then press down. And you can see how, I don't know, neat and crisp and everything that looks. Oh, John, you can still do it. Just take a brisk 25-minute walk and you'll hit your target for today. I think we both know that's not happening. The butterfly, yeah, the butterfly, Emma, is the bundle to get hold of, as well as the others. If you haven't, you know, it's one to get hold of. It really is. It's gorgeous. So what I'm going to do now is I've cut myself another strip. And this time, this was a scrap, and I've just matted this with a little bit of red and a little bit of black, again at the same 5.5. So I'm going to take my foam tape. Where have I put that? I took it out and I put it somewhere silly. Honestly, I'm terrible. So here we go. Sorry, just trying to open some more tape. It never goes the way we want it to, does it? So I'm just going to add a little bit of 3D foam tape onto this strip here. Just like that. And I'm just going to go again in the centre. Just using the sentiment from my handy sentiments. I use those all the time. Sent with love. I don't think you need one that says Happy Valentine's Day or love you for always and everything. I think we can get away with more generalised ones a lot of the time. So here I'm just, again, a little bit of foam tape on, but I'm making sure it covers where I've glued the sections, just to keep it nicely covered. And then I've got here a 6x6 square of coconut white card, matted with a 6 1/8 inch square of red, and then a 6 1/4 inch of black. And you can see there how I can just, there we go, love that. So we can stop at that point. And we've got a really beautiful card with nothing more than just using that strip. We could add flowers onto that. We could take it and put it onto a bigger card blank. So we could sit it onto a 7x7. We could put it onto a smaller card blank and just have that as the finished piece. I mean, I actually like it either way. I will put it on a bigger one. So I'm just going to grab a piece of black card, A3. And I'll cut myself a 7x7 very quickly. What's our Sarah Jane says? With love covers a number of occasions. It does, Sarah Jane. I think that works so much better. So we could stop with this one at this point. But we've got that beautiful heart. And I want to use that because this has another feature of Joycraft dies, which I think I kind of forgotten about. I remember a few years ago, quite a few years ago now, I think one of the companies came out with this new debossing die. Well, they've been doing them for years. It wasn't new. So here I've got a piece of the satin and the gloss. So this is in the red. So these are literally, it's a 4-inch square. And the reason I've done the 4-inch square is so that I can use it for a twofer, because that's what I want to do. So I don't want to waste this card when it's so nice. So I'm going with the satin. I mean, it does look like velvet, doesn't it? And I'm putting my heart down as normal. And what you want to do is, I want to stick my tape down, yeah, where the heart is. I don't want it coming over the edge. And the reason is, this card, you can actually, if you're not careful, if your machine's very good, you'll end up getting a mark of the tape on the card, and I don't want to do that. So do it like that, and then I'm just going to run that through my die cutting machine and cut that. So we're kind of working Valentine's Day a little bit early, aren't we? Nicola says, we've had way too much snow up here. It was very stressful time driving about, spent more time digging a car out. It's terrible. All of ours went in the rain. I think most of yours has gone in the rain, hasn't it? It's thankfully. So let's just take this through. So this has got some emboss pieces. So what I'm going to do is do the same thing again and emboss the die. This has got some deboss pieces and some stencil pieces. Now, I'm not going to use the stencil with the satin card, but I do want to use the emboss. So again, I'm just going to run it through on the emboss sandwich. And you can tell it. I mean, I know there's a difference anyway, but I can tell a difference straight away. So first of all, I'm going to start to take it out. And you can see there I've got my waist with no marks on it. So we're going to use that for another card in a minute. Nicholas has bought this and the satin card, so interested in this one. Love this one. So can you see, just going to drop out the little hearts. So we've got die cut hearts, we've got embossed hearts, and we've got debossed hearts. So can you see there? We've got hearts that go up, hearts that go down. It's crazy. I almost have to turn it over to see where all the pieces are. So we've got 4 different levels of hearts within that. Really, really clever. I think it's a really clever idea. So I'm going to do the same thing to the mirror card. So I'm just going to cut that. So here's my card. I'm going to just give it a little bit of a shape, just so I've got it a little bit domed as well. The red satin is gorgeous, really. But look how that lifts that card. But because we've got it in other places, it really works. So I'll show you what happens when we just cut it. So we'll still get those embossed hearts and those debossed hearts. They're just not as pronounced. I tend to only do it really on the satin. But again, give that a shake. Give it a shake. Give it a shape. Nicola says, the best red shiny card on the market. I've tried them all, Nicola. I've tried everybody's brands. And this, our satin and gloss card, it's why I pushed so much for it to come back, is the best I've ever used. It is the best on the market. So because this has got, obviously, little die cuts in it, I don't want to use foam tape, so I'm using my 3D glue gel. So just one heart there.
Here's what I found.
Yes. She listens to me, my watch, unfortunately. So again, the same with the glitter. But I've not put any flowers or anything on. This could be really good if you want to do a men's card still. Literally, there's no reason why we couldn't. Simply the best, better than all the rest. Definitely, Tartina had it right. So I'm just going to take a few little dots. Put a few little dots of glue glaze on. Get my 4-in-1 tool. There we go. And add some of the waste dots from it. And there you've got a beautiful card. Valentine's birthday, with love, whatever you want. That would just work so well just using that brilliant bundle. So basically we've not even used all the dies in that set. So that card to make just one of them is less than £15. We've only used those. So that's how to use that one. Obviously we've got a little bit of waste left. So what I've got here is I cut it in red. The same die, I cut it in red. I'm going to grab myself a scrap of white. So I'm just going to glue that straight onto the scrap of white. And we'll trim that down. And now I have Anyone Who Has a Heart by Cilla Black in my head now, says Anne Mountjoy. Love that one. Anyone who has a heart. Yeah, that's about the only line of that I know. So what I've done is I've coloured through. So basically, I've cut this in normal red card. So I've just cut it in normal red card. And you would not, if you want to darken red, what we use is black. You'd think use a darker red, it won't show up on it. So all I'm doing is using my VersaFine Onyx Black and again a finger dauber. And as long as you're light with it, it will darken without anyone thinking, ooh, you've used black. I just wonder how come it's dark. So that's using those stencil pieces. So all I do again is take some 3D glue gel. Just put 3 little blobs on. I never thought I'd use this because it doesn't smell. I never thought I'd use this ever as much as I used to do. Onto there. And then actually I've got a piece left here, haven't I? Let's see what this is at. Four and 3/4, perfect. And we'll pop that on. And there's your small card, your secret Valentine's card, but made pretty much with waste from making that one. So I say, don't waste it. Look where you're cutting it. Yeah. Good evening. What have I missed? Just got in from work. You've missed some of the bundles, Michael. I think a couple of them might have sold out actually. So you need to get on there quite quickly if there's anything that you fancy. Let me just try and put. Oh, let's get the right link. So bear with me. There we go. So there's the link. So that's using our first bundle. Obviously, what I want to do is to use the other bundles. So I've got here, I wanted to do a real beautiful white on white because I'm using, let me find it. I wish I was tidier. There we go. this shape die. I think this is just an absolutely beautiful, beautiful die. It is so delicate and so intricate, and again, it works so well. So there, I've got it cut in white. But what I want to do is one of my favourites, which is to do a white and gold. I love the mix of that. So I'm going to grab some of our vintage gold again from the back in stock card. So nice to be able to use gold and actually tell people what I'm using. Rather than have to use something that the crabby ones that I'd got. If you saw it on Sunday, you saw the really the poor gold one that I got from Amazon that I was having to use. So I used it very, very sparingly because it wasn't that good. So just a tip, when you're using satin or gloss cards, I know I always say make sure your plates are clean, but certainly make sure your plates are clean when you're using satin and gloss. Yeah? Michael, is that a heart die? It is, Michael. It's beautiful. It's in that first bundle at £15. So if you are concerned, and this happens a lot, so if you are concerned about marking your gloss card, is use a piece of stamping card or paper or something like that in between your sandwich, yeah? Just so that you're not getting your plates to press in any of the pattern, because there's an open space on this die, and obviously we don't want that open space to be all mashed up. So can you see there, look, I don't have any marks on it. So it's one of the best ways to stop that happening. And the mark, you know, the tape hasn't even marked it because I've used a piece of card through. And what I want to do, of course, with this is I then want to emboss it because I want to show how all of that beautiful detail that we've got on the die. Yeah? So what's our answer? You could certainly go wild in the aisles tonight with all those fabulous dies. There are some amazing ones that I didn't even know we had. Peter's found some amazing, beautiful dies out in there. Remember, these are all limited time. When they've gone, they've gone. Oh, good evening, Moira. She just said hello on YouTube. But look at that. If you just see how beautiful that is and how gorgeous that's embossed. So they really thought, the Joycraft designers really thought through every element of these. And this is almost the perfect placement to put. I'm really annoyed because I know how much the new flower launching on Sunday would, how beautiful it would look with this, but I just can't use it live yet. It's a little bit too early. Good tip, I've had the marking issue on pearlescent card recently. Yeah, you've just got to be a little bit careful, and it's worth it. Just, I find a piece of sort of the cheap stamping card, I say cheap, it's not, nothing's cheap, is it, these days, but the stamping card I use works. You can use a piece of photocopy paper, but sometimes it's a little bit too thin. So I found recently, certainly with my machine, that a little piece of stamping card doesn't harm the card at all, because it's all sort of compressed anyway, but really works. So just getting these little bits out. But I wanted to show you how beautifully these big shapes. So these were originally over £20 each. Excuse me. These were literally so expensive. Oh, on the website, if anyone's been having problems with payment in previous weeks, it had changed over. I think in the new year it changed over, or just before Christmas. I think they think all of those problems are solved now. So if you were having any issues with can't put your count in or something, I think they said, we think all of those problems are now solved. So don't worry. But of course, don't remember, you can always, as long as something's not sold out, You can always ring Penny after 10 o'clock in the morning, or Jane in the shop, and they will help you if they can. But on a lot of these bundles, we don't have a large quantity of them at all. But look how beautiful that's come out. I know it's not just the card, it's the die. The die makes a real difference. So I've got it here in gold, and I've got it here in white, and I just wanted to offset it because it just looks so expansive, if that makes sense. Not expensive, but expansive. So I'm going to grab a little bit of that. Let's get my background first of all. Just check my sizing because I'm terrible on it. So I'm going to trim this down a little bit to go to nearly 6. Oh, so many other bits behind. Look, I mean, look how gorgeous this is in black. I mean, and the black and gold is just crazy. Love that. Let's use the black. Go on, let's use the black. Why not? So I've got my white panel here that I've got cut to nearly 6. I'm just going to cut. Oh no, our Anne likes the white and gold, so we'll there's nothing to say we can't do that. So here I've got a little bit of gold, but obviously what I don't want to do is waste all of that gold behind here. So I'm going to take the other die in this set, the other shape die, and I'm going to cut it out of the middle, because I always say, oh, good evening, Margaret, don't gut die cut. So these are perfect for die cutting and cutting your layers. So remember, we're going to put our piece of card on top. There it is. Our piece of card on top of our plates, and cut that one. Michael, is coconut white great for stamping and die cutting? Coconut white, Michael, has that beautiful texture on it, like a light linen texture, a muslin. So I wouldn't use it for stamping. It is for die cutting, for everything other than stamping. Yeah, it's your coconut white is your die cutting card. It's what it was designed for, but it will make card blanks. You can use it for other projects and construction and things. There we go. You see again. So now I've got my mat and layer without wasting. So when you gut a piece of card, you never use the bit you gut out of the middle. You stick it in a box. When you die cut it, you will use that piece straight away. So there, nobody knows I've taken the middle out of that. Nobody knows. Don't have a clue. Yeah? So I'm then going to take my gold. And a couple of little bits of foam tape. Because I want to make sure I'm getting it in the right way. Get all the pieces out. Take my black. That's where it matches. That's where it doesn't. So it's offset. Oops, no. Get it right. There we go. Perfect. So we'll just take, there we go. So remember, this bundle is literally the biggest saving of the night. You are saving over £27.
Here's what I found.
Shh. There we go. Into the middle there. But look. That is just I think, superb. It really, really is. And of course, here's our next gold piece layer. And so I'm just taking the little bits out. So normally I would have had this cut, but I wanted to show you how to take it out from the layer of card. There we go. So you would take a little bit more time on this perhaps than I would. Says John, trying to get every bit out quickly as he possibly can. So don't forget, you can join me at 7 o'clock over on John Next Door Official. I think we might have worked it out to share onto Art of Craft as well. There we go. So I'm going to do another little trick of mine now. So I obviously want to put some black behind that. I don't want to lose all that work that we've been doing. Yeah? So I'm just going to give a little quick spray. I'm going to pop that on a piece of black because I will use this black. In fact, let's cut this already. I'm going to use this black to be the next layer. And what I want to do is drop that dye back on. And effectively, I'm going to run it through a lesser pressure machine because I don't want the bits to cut out. I just want the outline to cut out. So there we go. So if you can see there, takes a little bit of pulling. So there's my back layer. So let's glue that one on. I can't believe where the time's gone. I really can't. See, I've got our black, then pop this out, look. We've got black behind every single one and they've not dropped out. So I can add that on, a little bit of foam tape. Oops. Yeah, that didn't want to tie. And says time flies when you're having fun. It really does, doesn't it, Dan? So I've got the black onto there. I've then got the next layer, which I'm going to take a piece of white and quickly cut. It is like a mandala, and it's a beauty. These two, I wanted to demo these two dies because I really felt that if you just look at them in the package, you would not appreciate them. You really would not get the beauty of them just by seeing them on the website. You needed to see these cut and how gorgeous they actually are. Because I think these are the biggest, as I say, these are the biggest bargain we've got tonight. I mean, Joycraft dies are like Spellbinders dies. You know, they're £25, this sort of thing. So let's just put our white in the middle there. And there we go. So what, I mean, that, honestly, I think that just looks glorious. It really, really does. You've even got a little fan piece so that you can add a little fan onto each one of those pieces should you want to do it that way, or add on to a circle, which is what I did on the original. Sarah Jane, very Indian, Middle Eastern. It is. It's gorgeous, this. Just wants a little sentiment and a few little flowers on it, I think. But absolutely glorious. I will have to finish that one off. I might finish it off with the new flower coming on Sunday. Because that's what I did on this one, using that circle again. Just done this time in black and red and white. So you can see, you know, just using the same bundle, that looks so... Every time I look at that, I see something else in it. It looks so deep. And of course, it isn't. It's not got that many layers in it. So 2 beautiful cards made using that bundle. And remember, of course, there's still the 3rd bundle that I haven't been able to demo anything from. That's got this... I was going to do this beautiful square. And it's got that sentiment in, that happy birthday, which is just so cool. So remember, all of these and plenty of other deals are available on the Art of Craft. It's free P&P over £20, and it's really worth getting hold of and getting it up to that £20 because you're paying £3.49 postage. I mean, one day I'm going to get shot because they're going to say to me, stop pushing free P&P. I know I will, but it's worth adding something extra into your basket and not paying P&P. So I'll get some pictures of those out and we'll get the repeats out tomorrow. I'll add a few little flowers on that, and then, you know, it might end up on a bigger card. I might make it up into a bigger card and things like that. So if you can, guys, join me in about 5-6 minutes time over on John Next Door Official, or I think it's going to work on the Art of Craft as well, and it's on the same YouTube channel for Craft Cave Live, where we're all doing about men's cards, and not the usual men's cards. I'm going to give you my lecture on men's cards again, which I haven't done for a long time. But remember, click over to the Art of Craft, get the bargains you want, have a look at the clearance sale. It's absolutely amazing, and I will see you all, guys, on the other